Hey guys, so this one is on my Trinity Laban Conservatoire of Music and Dance Audition 2018 and my experience of it. So I did audition there in 2017 and 18, so I'm mainly going to talk about my experience this year, but it will also relate to the previous year as well, so hopefully it might be sort of similar when you guys audition there. So it was a 8:30 start. Make sure you get the right building. So they have two campuses. They have the main campus and then the Laban building. My audition was held in the Laban building both times. Make sure you get the right campus. Top tip: if you're using the DLR, when you get off at, I think it's Cutty Sark, make sure you tap out. Because right, it's really hard to find. It's one of those things, you know, when it's like a standing machine, it's not like you go through the barrier, and it's really hard to find it. And I've been charged like £9 like 3 times for coming out of that station because I never tap out, because I can never find the machine. So really look for it, because you don't want to be charged like £9. It's ridiculous. Rant over. Okay, you get there, there's about 50 of you there, and then they split you in half. You get like a little name sticker, I think, and they give you a free bag. Great. Well, they did for my year anyway. So the thing I did first was the dance call. So you want to arrive in your dance wear and your leotard and stuff. This was the one audition where they said, we don't want you to get changed. They said, we're not bothered about what you're wearing. We're here to see you, not what you're wearing. The first year they didn't say this to me. This was just this year in 2018. So this is what I said in my previous video. You might want to have a top, something like this, that you can just slip on over your leotard, that looks nice for all the different rounds, because I personally didn't feel comfortable singing my song and doing my monologues just in my leotard and tights. They obviously didn't mind me just putting this on, but they don't want you to get like full on changed. So maybe think about that. We did the dance call. They didn't put us in any particular order, so I'd say get to the front if you can. It just helps you be able to see more, and they can see you more as well. So the woman who took the class was the head of MT. There was also loads of student helpers there, and they're there all day. So in like all of your calls, they're there. So yeah, there's just quite a few of them around. So you can keep asking questions and things. It was like a warm-up / stretch class type thing. And then we did the usual kicks, leaps, turns from the corner, things like that. They're really friendly, and they're like, if you've not done a lot of dance before, please go to the back of the line and we'll go over it with you more. If you're not as confident in dance and you're not really too sure about all of these exercises, I definitely say go and do that. Gives you more time to think about it and just makes you feel more comfortable in the class. And then the routine was like a funky jazz type thing. We also did a mini bit of freestyle, not as much as the Erdang freestyle. It was kind of just, you know, like while you're waiting for the part of the music where you start the actual routine. I'd just say get with the groove of the song and stick to the style that the rest of the routine is in, just so you show that you're understanding kind of what it's about. And then straight from the dance call we went into a workshop, and in the workshop we did a singing warm-up, and then we learnt a song, and from that song we had to create a mini scene that ran into the song. We did this both years as well, so it'll probably be something similar. It was the MD in there, and then the acting teacher as well, and then loads of student helpers. And we got into groups of 5 or 6. They put you into groups. They were very focused on it being like a life or death situation. Like, it needed to be really serious, like something massive was gonna happen if you didn't, I don't know, do something else. And they were very like, get up and go, don't sit and talk about it for ages, just kind of improv and find your way within the scene. And I'd say give yourself a part in the scene that speaks, because you, sounds bad, but like you want to get yourself noticed, you want them to be able to remember you. And yeah, we just performed our piece to all the other people in our room, and you sang the song as well, but because like they don't give you a lot of time to learn the song, like obviously you don't really know the lyrics and stuff, so just try and like blag your way through it. And everyone else was singing when we were singing, so they all had the lyrics and stuff, so it's not bad or anything. And then after that we went into our singing call. There was around 25 of us there and we listened to everyone else sing. The MD was there and the head of MT and then a pianist and then all the student helpers, and they asked for your little headshot, so they asked you to bring a headshot with you with your name on the back, and then they attach that to your forms and things. They ask you to bring 2 contrasting songs, but they ask you to just perform your best one, so they weren't bothered which one it was. The thing I noticed, they were watching the audience as much as they were watching the singers, so make sure that you're really focused and really watching everyone else. But it's really nice to watch everyone else because you do feel like you learn a lot actually. It can make you more nervous obviously as well if you're sat waiting for ages, but it's really nice to sit and watch everyone. Don't sit cross-legged because you will get pins and needles and then yeah, you'll be in a pickle. So I picked a spot and then one of the student helpers moved in front of it and I was like and moved my spot. So yeah, pick wisely. So we listened to everyone else sing, so that took quite a while because there was like 25 of us there, but it's nice, like you get to sit and watch everyone. But that's why I'm saying keep focused, because they were watching you to see if you were focused on everyone else. And then we had a lunch break, so it was an hour I think just to eat lunch, and we were sat with the student helpers and stuff as well, so that was your chance to ask them more questions and find out more about the school and the course and everything. After the break I did my monologue, so I went into the room, there was 3 of them on the panel and some student helpers in there as well I think, and it was a very small room, which kind of, I mean this is probably going to be different for different years, like it wasn't like this my first year, but for me it was a very small room and that kind of put me off a bit. So I'd say at any audition, because you're used to performing these things in a massive studio with loads of space around you, I went into this room and it felt really intimate. So I'd say if that happens, don't let it put you off. So then after I'd done my acting, they called everyone back into the room, so you'd spend all of your day with just those 25 people, but then they called all 50 back. So they said to some people, thank you, we think we've seen everything we need to see. This doesn't necessarily mean that you haven't got in, it just means that they don't think they need to see anything else from you. And then everyone else, they said, okay, we're going to call people back but at different times, and they give you a time slot to come back for. So my time slot was like an hour and a half after that moment. So I just went outside of the building and I found a little park. There's this nice little cute park, if you can find it, outside the Laban building, and I just sat there and did some more vocal warm-ups and yeah, just chilled for a bit really. It's important to keep calm, but just think about what they might ask you to do next. I went back in and they asked me what dance experience I had. If you've got grades, dance grades and things, they generally say, okay, that's fine, like we remember you from the dance call and we know you've got dance grades, so we don't need to see your prepared dance piece, because they ask you for I think it's 2-minute dance. But most people I know, they didn't ask them for their dance piece if you've got previous experience. It was more like if you didn't do so well in the dance call and they feel like you'd be able to showcase your skills more with something you'd had more time to prepare, or if like they couldn't remember you from the dance call and you didn't have any dance grades, then they'd need to see you dance again just to judge your experience. Then I sang again and he asked me to sing my legit song this time because I had sang my contemporary. So he just said, okay, sing, and then he told me, okay, stop. So just sing until he told me to stop. He didn't want to see the whole thing. They also asked me what I'd been doing in the last year. I think this is like a gap year question. They just wanted to check that I hadn't just been like moping around for the year. So yeah, I spoke about the shows I've done and things. And then he said, have you ever lost your voice? Vocal health question? I don't know. It's quite like a strange situation because it's not like an interview where you're sat face to face talking to them. It's like you go into the studio and you're doing your pieces and then they just ask you a couple of questions as well. So I'd say don't answer straight away. Think about the answers that you're going to give as you would in a normal interview situation. But yeah, just think about what you're going to say before you say it. And then you wait quite a long time to hear back. So they do most of their auditions in February half term, and then I think they do a second round later on. So I think I waited until after that second round of auditions until I heard, and they just updated my UCAS that's how you hear. It's quite funny though, because if you like, you know, other people auditioning and stuff, you get wind that like people are hearing. And I was literally sat there refreshing my UCAS. It was awful. So they sort of tell everyone at the same time. The first year I applied, it took them like 3 days to give out everyone's results. I'm not sure about second year because I didn't have any friends auditioning there at that point. You sort of, if you're like on Twitter and stuff as well, you sort of know when they're letting everyone know, so you can sort of gauge when that's gonna happen. But it was quite a long wait, I remember that. But then they let you know whether you've got a place, whether you're on the reserve list, or whether you didn't get a place. So the first year I applied, I got on the reserve list. If you don't get in, I don't think they contact you. Obviously if you do get in, they do contact you, but if you don't, they don't. So you're just waiting on the reserve list. If you get in, they also send you a letter through the post explaining, you know, next steps and stuff for getting in. If you get in, you have to accept your place on, because it's UCAS Conservatoires rather than UCAS. You have to accept your place before the regular UCAS date. I'm not sure what the date is, but I definitely check that out because it was quite early. I'm not sure what you do in the situation if you had been offered places somewhere else or you were waiting on another place. Maybe contact them about that and ask, but I'd accepted my place at Erdang, so I didn't accept my place at Trinity, which was so nice because I was on the reserve list the first year I auditioned, and then I got in the second year I auditioned, but I was like, okay, so I'm declining my place, but that means that someone on the reserve list is going to get my place. And that was so nice because I was like, well, that was me last year. So it's like there's an upside to everything. Like obviously I was like, I don't really want to decline this place, but it meant that someone else on the reserve list got my place, which is a really nice feeling. 50 people get in. I'm not sure how many apply. My friend who goes there said they want a very natural look. They'd rather like least makeup possible, I think. And like I said, they didn't really want you to get changed, but they were very focused on seeing the real you. And I'd say that it was one of my like friendliest auditions that I had. You felt like they didn't mind if you did things wrong or like you didn't know how to do a certain dance step. You felt that it was very supportive there, which I did really like. So yeah, it's a really nice audition and it's just the one day. There's no recalls or anything. So it's just that one chance. If you have any other questions, you know what to do. So yeah, have fun at your Trinity audition and I will see you on the next video. Bye. Over with. Hey guys, this is... Ooh, just had an email about my house.